Chargers fans, the vibe is different today. There's a roster shakeup, news that changes the plan, a QB battle, and a behind-the-scenes call that could ripple through the locker room. Nothing obvious. Everything smells like a big-time season. A name gaining momentum, a veteran under pressure, a choice that screams ambition and risk. Los Angeles is boiling, and every detail could redefine September. Ready to face the reality behind the hype? You won't believe what we've got today. So take a seat, smash that like button, and let's dive straight into the news. Nothing is more mysterious than a preseason game that hides franchise-altering decisions behind the final score. In Santa Clara, while many saw just another matchup with the 49ers, Jim Harbaugh's staff studied poise, processing leadership, and pocket command. This was the last show before the cutdown, and in the middle of that final exam atmosphere, one piece became the talk of the building and the league. Phones buzzing, whispers spreading. Who? The quarterback who arrived surrounded by doubt. It took time, but this preseason run pushed Trey Lance into a new conversation. No empty flash, presence, calm, efficient mobility, cleaner progressions, the ball leaving his hand with conviction. In the reunion with the 49ers, the snaps were limited, a strategic decision to get Taylor Heinicke some reps, yet enough to keep alive the most intriguing storyline of the month, the ceiling of a former top 10 pick back in the right showcase, with a staff that knows how to polish talent and protect confidence. That's when front offices start taking notes. It's no secret there's always a GM willing to bet on rare traits when the window cracks open. What's the real weight of this curve for the Chargers? First, security. Justin Herbert is the pillar, but the NFL is ruthless. One wrong hit and your season's script changes. Having Lance as premium insurance alters the risk math. Second, market value. When the league sees a stock rising, offers surface. You don't even need a clear suitor today. One injury, some political pressure, a team that sees itself a quarterback away, and Joe Ortiz's phone can ring with interesting numbers. The dilemma is simple and brutal. Keep the league's most valuable insurance policy, or convert that asset into picks that accelerate the build. The fan base is split. Some say it's madness to move the best backup we've had in years. Security first, ambition later. Others remind everyone that draft capital buys pass rush, O-line depth, and red zone weapons. If the offer's strong, you do it. Both sides make sense. That's why this story grew. Performance is giving you room to dream, but also the leverage to slam the door and say, we're not selling. And the tactical context matters. Lance adds a package that tweaks the call sheet. Occasional zone read, bootlegs to stretch the field, QB power in short yardage, a real scramble threat on third down. That wears out defenses and opens windows for hard play action. Exactly the physical style Harbaugh loves to pound. In tight games, that versatility becomes a hidden edge, stacking first downs and draining clock when it matters. So what's the right move? For now, smart patience. Develop him, give him quality snaps, keep building the technical and mental progress. If the price is right, you listen. If not, the Chargers enter September with a rare policy, a backup who doesn't just steady the ship. He can become a tailwind when the seas get rough. And that wasn't even the day's most surprising twist, because the next chapter ties directly to travel plans, an international opener, and an offensive piece that could change the tone of Week 1. A final week before the 53 clock ticking and the Chargers open on a Friday night in Brazil against the Chiefs. One question won't let go. Will Naji Harris be on the field? He arrived as a marquee piece, power, vision, instant impact, then a July 4 fireworks incident led to an eye injury that stalled everything. At first it felt minor, then days became weeks, practices passed without him, and the fan base split. Protect the long term. Some said, without Naji, the offense loses half its identity. Others warned. GM Joe Ortiz tried to calm the noise. Naji's doing great, going through all the medical processes, and I think he should be able to go hopefully Week 1. Music to anxious ears. Tactically, a healthy Naji changes the math. Not just a runner, he blocks screens and drags safeties down, opening lanes for Herbert to rip deep. Without him, the rotation gets predictable, and the run game loses its thump on an international stage. Online, relief memes flew, gladiator jokes landed. Even first quarter prop bets popped. That caution lingered. An eye doesn't bounce back overnight. Hope versus prudence. The season started before kickoff. If Naji suits up in Sao Paulo, it's more than a return, it's a message full throttle, no excuses. That flips the opener from damage control to a chance at an early divisional punch. But hold up, another quiet battle could reshape careers and the quarterback room. Enter Taylor Heinicke, the veteran safety blanket, suddenly on the ropes. Elda bought low from Atlanta, expecting a trustworthy number 2, but 2024 brought few snaps, and 2025 wobbled the trust. Sub 50% completions, 0 touchdowns, no spark to justify the steady backup tag. Meanwhile, Trey Lance stole the spotlight: mobility, lively arm, and most importantly, real hope. Experience versus potential, the scale is tipping young. For Heinicke, it's technical and psychological. Every throw might be his last in powder blue. A handful of drives, minutes that could decide roster fate. Fans are split. He's earned respect. Keep him versus no sentiment, produce or we move. The next snaps will speak louder than any camp quote. Bolt fam, your move. Does Naji's return swing Brazil, and has Lance done enough to make Heinicke expendable? Drop your take, smash like, and buckle up. We're almost wheels up to week 1. Erbaugh's been clear. Limited snaps for everyone. Lance opens, Heinicke follows, DJ Uiagalelei closes. It's almost a courtroom drama with a running clock. If Heinicke doesn't flash, it may be too late. The coach doesn't even need to rush the call. The numbers tell the story. Then again, a single spark, a high-leverage strike, a perfect blitz read can rewrite a narrative in seconds. In the end, it's the classic preseason dilemma. Bet on raw upside or lean on veteran safety. Here, even the safety net has frayed. What's left is the feeling that the NFL, even for survivors, doesn't forgive a cold streak. And while this drama unfolds in the quarterback room, another battlefield is forming across the depth chart. Surprise cuts that could shock even the most stoic analysts. Final cuts to 53 are always a mix of hope and heartbreak. The Chargers are no different. A fourth preseason game gave breathing room to unexpected heroes, but also put veterans on notice. Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz are working a brutal equation: win now without losing the future. That's where unlikely names crash the debate. Start with the offense. Darius Davis, explosive, blazing fast, useful across special teams, looked safe. But roster math bites hard. Keeping Davis might mean exposing promising rookies like Luke Grimm or Dalvin Campbell to waivers. The fan base is split. Trust the known commodity, or protect a rookie who could blossom long-term. It's the kind of decision nobody wants, but that ends up defining a team's identity. Will Dissly's case is even trickier. He came on a solid deal and delivered nearly 500 yards and 2 scores. In theory, nothing to worry about. But the Chargers added Tyler Conklin and drafted Aronde Gadsden II. Suddenly, the calculus shifts. Keep the 29-year-old vet, or open a lane for younger, cheaper upside. Dissly could become a victim of roster logic, less about last year's numbers and more about tomorrow's ceiling. The backfield is a battlefield, too. Raheem Sanders won fans and praise in August, but depth works against him. If Naji Harris is good to go, Omarion Hampton and Hassan Haskins likely round out the room. Do you really carry a 4th or 5th back? The cold read: talent, yes, but limited opportunity. The heart says keep him, the whiteboard says otherwise. On defense, Junior Colson sparks debate. Young, high upside, but stuck behind a tough group with Denzel Perryman, Dion Henley, Troy Dye and Delshon Phillips. To complicate things, UDFA Marlowe Wax popped in camp and looks non-negotiable. The math is mean: either carry an extra linebacker sacrificing another position, or risk parting with Colson. Annual reminder: preseason isn't just about now, it's balancing present and future. And the fans, the takes are already flying. Cutting Davis would be a huge mistake, says one. Another fires back. If they don't protect Grimm, he'll shine somewhere else. This is the anxiety buffet before week 1. But if you think the story ends here, think again. Because after all this drama, there's a through line that ties it together. The vision for where the Chargers are going, and how they plan to attack a season that could be their most electrifying in years. After so many twists, evaluations and roster dilemmas, one thing is clear: the Chargers enter 2025 at a thrilling crossroads. A backup QB who could become a trade asset, a star running back racing the clock for a historic opener against the Chiefs, a veteran fighting to keep his dream alive in LA, and preseason cuts that will ignite debate. It all proves this team isn't just talent on the field, it's drama, decision-making, and identity building. Now it's your turn. Which storyline hits you hardest? Would you keep Trey Lance no matter what? Do you hold Naji Harris out, or unleash him against Kansas City? And Heinicke, does he deserve one more shot, or is it time to turn the page? Drop your take in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because here every headline becomes a debate, every decision gets dissected, and every emotion finds a voice. Let's ride into a season that's got unforgettable written all over it.